Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast reviews session where we talk about the latest and greatest of TV shows, streaming TV stuff, movies, and the like. We provide you with our opinion, whether you should watch it yourselves, and what context you should watch it in. I am one of your hosts. My name is John Clemente. Alongside with me are two of my bestest best friends. I'm going to start with the person with the purple background, CHUBAX.
Hi, I'm CHUBAX, but you can call me Daddy. Daddy.
Or CHUBAX.
Or
Our other
CHUBAX.
bestest
That's always an
our other
option.
bestest best friend is RJ.
Hey everyone, my name's RJ. So hope you'll enjoy this episode today.
Awesome. A little bit of housekeeping before we start. Plus 63 is available on YouTube. So just search Plus 63 HP on the search bar of your YouTube channel. But if you want to launch us directly from your browser, just type bit.ly/plus 63 HP. You can tweet at us at plus 63 HP. And we are available in literally every single podcasting platform that you can think of. Just search plus 63 HP. We prefer Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can like, subscribe, share it with your friends from there. This week, we are very, very happy to continue on our week-on-week discussions with two of the very, very amazing TV shows by two of the newer streaming channels. Disney Plus's Hawkeye. We're talking about episode 4. Amazon Prime Video or Prime Video's Wheel of Time episode 6, and we have a special movie to discuss. 14 Peaks, Nothing is Impossible, which is available in Netflix right now. Next week, though, if you want to join the discussion, we are discussing again the next episode of Hawkeye. So that's episode 5. And the penultimate episode of Wheel of Time, episode 7. We're very, very excited about these series. And then we like the progress of this. Our movie for the week next week will be Tick Tick Boom. And we haven't listed it out yet, but Witcher is coming out on Netflix. So we will most likely
On Friday. Yeah, it's dropping.
yeah, we'll most likely discuss the episodes that we've seen of The Witcher by then. Most likely, I would have binged it, so we'll see. Housekeeping done. Now we get to like really dive into these shows that we are enjoying. So, in order of I'll say episode length because Hawkeye is a little bit serious. We're gonna start with the latest episode of Hawkeye. I will turn over the stage to RJ to give us a little bit of a plot summary, and we can discuss what we liked, did not like, and what our thoughts about the series from there.
All right. So I prepared a little bit more than a plot summary. But more of, I guess I'll input as well for the essence of time, my thoughts on it. So Hawkeye episode 4 is titled Partners, am I right? So this episode starts with Kate and Clint are in Kate's mother's penthouse, digging for more info using their family security network. Clint eventually faces Jack with the Ronin sword by his neck, and that basically left a cliffhanger for us in episode 3. So this episode is named Partners, Am I Right? Which I think is the central theme that Kate has been trying to establish throughout the previous episodes. So after the cliffhanger, as mentioned on episode 3, where I thought a fight would actually break out at the beginning, it did not turn out that way. Jack, as well as Kate's mother, Eleanor, was in the penthouse, and it sort of became like a meet my parents kind of thing. You know, something that you would bring your partner to, and you have your mom and dad sitting in the other side of the table. Just quite interesting. So spoiler alert for those that haven't actually seen this episode yet. Kate and Clint was able to uncover that Sloan Limited helps Tracksuit Mafia by laundering money, and Jack Duquesne was actually its CEO. Now, it seems somehow that Jack may not be the actual bad guy that we were led to be. We don't know. And let's see in the coming episodes. We have 2 more episodes, and we're kind of excited. Now, towards the end, the second half, that's where the story led back to the Rolex watch. I don't know if you guys can remember it. There's a Rolex watch that was connected to the Avengers warehouse that the Tracksuit Mafia was originally targeting during that black auction.
Market.
What this does, I still don't know. We still don't know. We don't have no clue. We don't know if it belonged to Tony Stark or it had an access somehow. But there definitely is some power connected to it, which is why they need to claim it back. Now, on the attempt to retrieve this watch, Kate found herself in the apartment of Maya. So, for those that can't remember, Maya is that the villain who's basically leading the tracksuit mafia, or at least this region of tracksuit mafia. She's the one with one leg, and she's deaf,
One leg.
and she
Deaf.
can't speak, right? So deaf,
Yeah,
mute,
usually deaf
and
people are deaf.
yeah, exactly. So while Kate was fighting Maya, Clint eventually was fighting someone who was hooded, which later, as at the end, towards the end, revealed that it was actually Yelena. Yelena
Mhm.
is the sister figure who, if you watched Black Widow, is the acting sister of Natasha Romanov, who was sent to go after Clint. So it's exciting because I'm thinking their last two episodes of Hawkeye, and they're dropping bombs like this at this
Mhm.
point, which is like, man, so you gotta give us more episodes, or at least give us another season. So as ironic as the title is, Partners, am I right? At the end, Hawkeye basically breaks the partnership with Kate, with all due respect of obviously the fear from being chased after by the Black Widow assassins. So that is my comprehensive um, overview of Hawkeye episode 4. What do you guys think about it? Let's start with John.
The cool thing about Hawkeye is I had very, tepid expectations on what the series could be. I thought it's just going to be some holiday fun with a bit of good action, introducing a new character. But this is turning up to be, I think, my favorite Disney Plus show because it has a great balance of, it has a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of illusions, but it also gives us, the Easter eggs gives us a sense that this series can be simple and straightforward of just Hawkeye trying to get rid of the suit and what the suit means, trying to clear whatever connection the suit has or Ronin's has in terms of well Kate or whomever was currently associated with it. But it also kind of alludes to so many things. Like we still don't know what the watch is about,
Yeah.
right? We still and now that we finally have met a Black Widow, Yelena, we still don't know why Julie what Dreyfus, right?
Mm.
Val. Why are they hunting Hawkeye? Right. So there's so many things that this can go towards, but also it's the grounded nature of the superhero that makes it a lot more relatable. I like the fact that they spend
Oh yeah.
time doing hyper action, but also a lot of time. Both of them, they're always nicked up. There's always some band-aid in their face. They're always icing certain things. They say ow. They talk about costumes. They have people help them do
Yeah.
costumes. They have to retrieve arrows. Like those are the
Yeah.
small touches that makes me feel like this is a really you don't feel you don't there's no spectacle behind it, but like, oh, we ran out of trick arrows, oh, we have to pick the trick arrows, so the trick arrows are in the NYPD. There's some gaps there, like cops stealing evidence from
That was so fast
the
of
precinct.
you.
I was back, but also like even starting off the episode was um you know sorry, Kate and Hawkeye trying to break into the mother's penthouse, the mother's computer to check about certain things. Like Kate knowing that of course that when you do tinker with your mom's laptop ahead of security of a particular security company, they're gonna know, but also not detecting Jack there, right? Not checking whether there's somebody in the apartment being caught, like Hawkeye being caught by quote unquote a regular person, although we kind of know that he
Mm.
has some like
He isn't.
yeah, he
Character.
has a character as a swordmaster in the comics, but there are small misses like that, but it kind of benefits the bigger story of what they're trying to push forward. So long and short of it, I am surprised how engrossed I am with Hawkeye. I'm also pleased that I am not aching. Like there's no like, it's not like the One Division series or Loki series that it's so painful if I don't watch the episode right away because there's so many spoilers that can drop. This one, I'm like, oh, okay. Or we're talking about the quote unquote uncle. Yeah, it can be Kingpin. Yeah, it can be
It's
Jack Duquesne.
him.
Maybe it's somebody else.
It's
Um,
Kingpin.
it's Kingpin and Feige announcing that Charlie Cox will be Daredevil. All of this are just addition to. It's not spoilery. It's not ruining the flow. I'm loving this show. I am,
It builds
Haley
your
Steinfeld is
anticipation
really cool.
for it.
100%. And the good thing about it is this can really fit into the universe, but it is so unique that it can be standalone. Like they're talking about Black Widow and Tony, and people are Easter egging fucking the watch being um uh Kang's watch because it has some time
Oh,
machine
could it?
shit, right? Ooh, there's so
Okay.
many things, but it doesn't detract from the actual story of it's just a couple of people trying to clear their names and trying to get
And
clear of
enjoying a freaking holiday.
and enjoying a freak. And there's also heart. I forgot. There's also the family behind it. So that's my
Yeah.
take. I'm loving Hawkeye, and this episode is one of the better ones because of the great action as well as the great interludes in between. Chubak, what do you think
True.
about the episode?
Oh, I loved it, man. I mean, just it's so good. It's like we expected it to be light. We expected it more on action comedy, more on the buddy cop, uh, buddy cop action, and we got that. But it's just the MCU layering everything that makes it so good. And you don't even have to get it. Like you can still enjoy it without those, but just everything that they added to it just makes it so good. Like, and I love watching the tweets after because you see people seeing the layers like with Kate falling. They played that song with Natasha falling in Endgame, and it was
Yes.
the same scene.
Mhm.
Like, oh my god, and it was just
That's why Clint hesitated because he was like, "Shit, it's the same thing happening."
it was just a parallel. Like, and then the line with the best shot I never took, and then Kate
Yeah,
not
was
hitting
the one
not
I never
hitting
did.
Yelena. So that's her best shot she never took. And come on, man, Yelena, how awesome is she? Just one scene. I mean, I'm sure she wasn't even the fight. She wasn't even the one fighting
Mm.
underneath the mask fighting Clint, but that one scene
Sure.
and she's on the. She keeps getting on Natasha for being a poser. But did you see how she felt? She jumped that building. And she just
Yeah,
turns around.
backwards.
It's like with the look, oh, fucking poser. Like, it's so good. And
Yeah, the actress did well. That was actually done well.
Florence is she's Maya's great.
She's hot.
Yeah, and but come on, look at this. Tell me this isn't the Kingpin.
Which one?
I add audio. Can you hear it? No.
No, I can't hear it. No.
Nah.
Okay, hold on.
Share it again.
Maybe while you're sharing, I'd just like to add, I like the small touches that they did for Hawkeye. It's like when he was removing his earpiece. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but there's a scratching sound like this.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like as you're physically removing your earpiece,
There's
your hearing aid. It's like that. So it's like, ah, damn. They even thought about that. They didn't have to, but that was fucking fun.
agree. Oh come on, come on! Tell me that's not Vincent D'Onofrio.
But the hand is not as big as the Kingpin name. Let's see.
Well, I mean, they couldn't get Vincent D'Onofrio for just like
for just-
1
For
second.
a
Not
hand.
even-
Yeah, that's right.
But that's his voice. Come on.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So
I hope so.
I mean,
It makes more sense.
they're building a good base for
I mean,
Kingpin as that.
Kevin Feige confirmed Matt Murdock already. So they better get Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's right.
And he
that's
wants
right.
to be Kingpin again. So I'm glad. They're
Me
doing,
too.
I mean, they don't have to rush it too. They don't have to kind of like push Kingpin right away. So I'm just
But
glad that they're trying
the kids
to
are
like,
loving
good
it.
base.
They're just dying because it's they don't want the next episode. So what? We're at 4, right? So
Yeah, 4.
Two
Two
more.
more.
2 more.
Yeah.
So
I like that they also did ugly sweater night. We should probably do
No,
something
see
like
that see
all the
that's
scenes,
the
dude. All the small scenes that
yeah,
I
him and
know.
Kate.
teaching how to
Yeah,
use
the coin thing.
the coin as
Yeah, the
a
movie night.
projectile.
Yeah,
Moving it. It has again. That's the cool thing about the series. It has heart. It has action. It has Easter eggs.
that's
Right. So it's
comedy.
kind of like a
Yeah,
great balance of everything. You know,
I
low key
know.
kind of. It's one of those things like when you watch. You know, if I sometimes I'll have the episode run in the background again because I know we're going to review it. And then
Mm,
it's like this is a really well paced episode.
it
Like this
is.
is really good.
And
I love the I mean, it's weird. So far, my favorite scene is when they were talking about like retrieving the arrows. Like,
mm,
no more trick arrows. It's not like I can like
it's
those
real.
trick arrows.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
yeah, it's
yeah.
not like I can put those tips in any arrow. So it's like that's
Mm,
amazing. So
Like you said, it's the little things that they added that makes it really grounded and just flushes out the world so much more.
that's
Even the
right.
larpers were done better this time. Like
mhm.
not too much, just but a little more funnier.
The entire group. And then you have the magician.
And I'm reading I bought the Hawkeye series on Kindle on Comixology. I'm
Oh,
getting
cool.
a lot of the it's cool watching the show first. Usually I know the comic book more, but this
Mhm.
time I know the show more, and then I'm going back to the book where
Got
in
the
That's
the
right.
fraction aha
yeah,
run.
it's so good. RJ, you should watch it. Like some of the stuff that's funny is like in the comic book they got the challenger from last episode.
Mhm.
That's what they were
Mm.
Yeah,
using,
yeah,
the
I remember that.
challenger.
Okay.
In the show he didn't use it, but they used it. So that was just some of the funny. But yeah, I just and come on, dude. I mean, we all know Hawkeye's amazing, and he's even more amazing here. But Kate's special. Haley Steinfeld
Yeah,
is
Kate. I mean,
she's
She's
special. Like
awesome. She's
she's
awesome.
like
having a moment. Like Dickinson is. I have not seen Dickinson,
yeah,
but
but they said
everybody
it's good.
seems
Everyone's
to be
talking
loving
about
it.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Then,
she's
dude,
hotter there.
Arcane,
Arcane.
Arcane. That's
right?
right.
So come on, you're like
But
that is a
dude, here
wave.
just everything like how she
She's
got in.
Vi, right? In Arcane.
Yeah. She's
Mm.
why. How she got into Maya's apartment, the
Mm.
grocery. How she fell. She was cut from Hawkeye, and then she do the power walk back.
So
Like motherfucker, like
I'm
you're gonna
sorry.
drop me.
I'm. You know what? Can I just tell you something? I'm talking to an Avenger. Old man.
Pardon
I
me.
can take care of that. Don't worry. Like
And some
fucking
of the shots
weirdo.
were cool too, like the shot where she was about to fall. You think she was gonna
And
fall
then
in
all the
the
string
hole?
lights. Yeah.
No. In the
Yeah,
middle
that's
of the
right.
building,
Oh.
there's a hole, and then she got
Mm.
kicked, and then it's slow mo. You think she's gonna fall on the hole, but then she turns more, and then she falls on the other side. It's just so good. I need more Yelena though. Next episode.
Yeah, we have two more penultimate episode. I think that's I think the track record is like Disney Plus series have always kind of crushed
The
the
fourth.
second to the last episode, and then they kind of like I don't know if sometimes they don't stick the landing, but we're in for I think the next episode today. Well, with the upon the time of
Tonight.
recording,
Yeah.
the new episode will be coming out soon. So I'm excited to finish the work day, and that's the very first thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order some pizza and then watch the
And I think
episode. Final
eventually,
thoughts. Oh,
sorry,
good.
I think eventually they're gonna hit the ending because, to be honest, in most series, everything else is the harder part. A lot of shows hit the
Mhm.
ending, but
Well,
like the
that's
journey is
the
hard.
curious part about like the Winter Soldier. Admittedly, the last episode was a little heavy-handed
The
with the
weakest, yeah.
speeches.
It's so good, but the
Falcon
weakest.
and
I
the Winter
agree.
Soldier. Loki as well. The last episode was good. Was the last episode was fucking killer.
I
But
think it was
the
amazing.
second to the
Yeah.
last episode is oh my god, is astronomical.
Yeah.
Like getting to meet
Agreed. The
yeah.
other
So it
Lokis.
kind of like no matter what they did on the last episode, it's still going to be a little bit of a dip, particularly because they're going to do it the second
Correct.
season.
That's right.
But
They're
not-
just
in
tying
WandaVision,
up
they
loose
just had a
ends.
lot. And same thing with WandaVision. They kind of like that one was one of the more rushed last episodes as
what's
we've
our
seen.
next
But
step?
that's affected by
What's our next series after this? Is it Moon Knight?
Witcher and then
No, no,
Boba
no. I
Fett.
mean MCU.
MCU, most likely Moon
Moon
Knight.
Knight. Moon Knight,
Moon
right?
Knight. Yeah.
March-ish, right? I think that's when it's
Yeah.
gonna come out. So
Series, you
yeah,
mean,
but
right? Yeah.
Yeah, MCU.
for
Series.
from Disney Plus for MCU series.
That's
Last
right.
thoughts. Let's go with you, CHUBAX, before we end up with Jake.
I'm just happy. I'm just amazed. Love Yelena's entrance and everything else. Everybody knew she was gonna be there, but everybody was fucking hyped when she got there. Just
Yeah.
so good. Can't wait for next episode. Jay.
I say, oh,
Oh,
for me, like same, like again,
Oh, Joe.
cannot stress enough the small touches, cannot stress enough the pace on how they do it, the good balance between action, family drama, buddy cop, and MCU. So I mean, we've been seeing a lot of articles about big directors complaining about how superhero movies are ruining movies, but in the end, like again, content is content. If it's good, it's good. Like we've seen a lot of
Yeah.
these, and we know that if this was not fun, then we wouldn't watch it. But it's fun
Oh,
and
yeah.
it builds a universe. So I know I'm stuck. Like we're stuck. We're like bitches of Disney now because of so much content that we need from them, but they're delivering. So as long as you deliver, we'll watch. So I'm very, very
Agreed.
happy. I'm very, very excited. I think like I'm preparing that the next episode, I'm already bidding. Episode 5 will be my favorite because of the track record. I know there's going to be Elena, and hopefully there's a little bit more explanation about everything. I'm very curious on how they will close the story about the misconception of Hawkeye or Clint Barton killing Black Widow. But I'm also very, very excited in I'm imagining Haley Steinfeld just forcing Elena to make their own Avengers kind of thing. So that's like the Young Avengers kind of. Like, I'm very excited where
The
that'll
hot
kick off, and
Avengers.
I'm hoping that this is where it starts. Jay, a few thoughts. Close out your
Well,
series.
you guys, I could not agree with you guys more. If you guys have not watched an episode of Hawkeye, please do get on board. I would love to rewatch this. It's a great series for the holidays. As John mentioned, there is heart, there's family aspect, there's the superhero aspect, there's comedy, there's action. It's basically what you would watch in one amazing series. And kudos for the pacing that they've done. It releases information at the right time, at the right pace. So I love this show, and I definitely would recommend this for all you viewers out there to get on board as well.
Cool.
So with that, we're gonna have episode 5 later. Yeah.
We're watching episode 5 later. We'll discuss it in our next
week.
reviews. But
Yeah.
moving on to our next series to discuss is Wheel of Time episode 6. So this is like my plot summary is a little less detailed than RJ, but coming from episode 5 where we were recovering from one of the warders step in committing suicide because of being overcome with grief by the death of his Aes Sedai, Karenni. The last scenes in episode 5 was Lan serving as the primary mourner for the group, which is kind of showing more and more of the tradition of the White Tower, the Aes Sedai, and the Warders. Episode 6 starts strong with a flashback on a girl from a little river town, just helping his dad fish by untangling nets because the dad had only one hand, untangling nets using the one power. So that little girl flashback eventually is representation of we finally see the Swan Sanche, the Amerlin seat, essentially the top Aes Sedai, right? Yeah, she's the top dog, the one that kind of is supposedly managing and leading, the mother of all of the Aes Sedai in the White Tower. She questions Leandrin, Alana, and Moraine about what had happened with Logain, being stilled, gentled because it's a man. So being cut away from the one power. Ideally, you'd want any false dragon to be tried first before being gentle, because this is something that is very, very drastic. Like, when you are gentle, the most people just die fairly soon because you can no longer feel the most amazing feeling in the world. So that was kind of the main start. We cut into the other characters in our Fellowship of the Ring. Moraine finally gets to Matt and Rand. Matt and Rand at this point again were hiding from Moraine because Matt was exhibiting being symptoms of being tainted, but instead of being tainted due to using the one power, or channeling, it
The
is
one
actually
source.
because he's a dum dum that stole a dragon from Shadar Logos. In the series, it's Shadar Logos. So Moraine must be able to kind of like get the taint out of Matt. They also start having the Fellowship band together again. Moraine also brings Egwene and Perrin uh, to meet everybody else. So there was it's weird because the last episode she kind of knew where people were, but she was making sure that they met at the right time. And then I think the crux of this episode is revolving around Sanchez, the Amerlin seat, and Moraine. Initially looking like the Amerlin seat was going to punish or will be punishing the people that were gentle, but more Moraine, because she was not giving any information of his or why she's been traveling so much and what's the reason of her research and what's the reason of bringing people like this, and how she found the strongest channeler in 1,000 years without telling anyone. Um, and then this is where I remember us talking about it a couple of episodes ago, where a little bit of a deviation from the book, but we kind of see that prior to Moraine's arraignment or announcement of punishment, she meets up with Sanchez on the down low for a booty call. So they're lovers. And then they're not only lovers, but they also are keeping a secret about a special prophecy about the Dragon Reborn. So the double-edged sword of being Dragon Reborn is, if you're the Dragon Reborn, if you are the Dragon Reborn, then you get to kind of fix or break the world, which is good. So the Aes Sedai wants the Dragon Reborn to be on their sides. The bad thing about being a Dragon Reborn, it's very hard to prove that you're the Dragon Reborn. So any man that is channeling will be gentle right away. So, or most likely. So that's why Moraine was trying to keep it on the down low that maybe one of these three boys is the Dragon Reborn plus the two ladies. So there's 5 options of the Dragon Reborn. And this was layered because Sanchez and Moraine did get a special prophecy about how old or when the Dragon Reborn will be born, where they can kind of find them, what that person would be. So Moraine kind of knows the age. So the only difference in the 5 characters that we have right now is Nynaeve, a little bit older. So she's 4 years older than the prophecy would say. So she's kind of like in the running, but not in the running because she's so powerful, but she's not so powerful because she's not of the right age. Yeah. So because she can't announce the secret, because a lot of other you don't want to announce the Dragon Reborn potentials to enemies. They might kill them, but also even with other Aes Sedai, because they might use them to in ill ways. Moraine developed a plan that, hey, you know what? Instead of finding, we need to use the quote unquote Dragon Reborn now to heal the world or heal the wheel, right? So she kind of hatches a plan that her punishment must be exile, because the main blue Aes Sedai, blue is the sect where Moraine is is assigning Moraine to be locked in the tower. Like you have to be here. So to circumvent that, you just all right, you just leave, um, be exiled, and then the episode's main thrust in the last bits is they ultimately bring all the candidates using Loyal as the Ogier to go through the ways, which is kind of like a special dark path that will quickly get them to the eye, where the main bad is
Locked
in
in.
prison.
The Eye
Yeah,
of the
so they
World.
wanted to do that. So because they did not have time to test who the Dragon Reborn is, everyone, all the candidates will be there as well, with the idea that the Dragon Reborn can break or fix the wheel, but
Mhm.
everybody else will die. So everybody kind of accepted their fate. Everybody stepped into this special portal with Loyal as a guide, Lan as the warder, Moraine as the Aes Sedai leading this charge, Egwene, Perrin, Lan, and Nynaeve kind of understood the gravity of what they needed to do, but the episode ends with Matt not stepping into the portal. So that was
We don't know
We
yet.
don't know. We don't know.
But we don't know.
We
But
don't
We
well,
don't know.
I don't know.
But
You
the
guys
portal
probably
closed.
because you read this.
Yeah, we didn't. But
Well, I mean, the thing
we
is,
didn't
this
see him not go in.
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't see him not go in. And that is the plot summary. I'll start already with the things that I've read the book quite recently. Things that were departures from the book was this one like alluding to Matt not joining the group. This group traveled the ways. They did not get together in this clean of a manner. Um, there's a lot of other side plots when they started traveling the ways to
Yeah, and they were in
it wasn't
Kaimlin, right?
Kai Camelin, yeah.
Yeah.
And they did not come together to go to the eye to close it. Like the eye kind of went to them, or one of the Forsaken came to them, right? So so this is quite a departure. Also a big departure is um uh Swanshay and Moraine being lovers.
I
Think
think it was alluded to, but not.
was
I'm trying to.
explicitly said.
Yeah, it was like Robert Jordan used the word like pillow talk, in that we didn't.
Mm.
But when you do research, it in that time it means that they were fuck buddies or something. But I don't
Mhm.
think they were this much of a lover, and even in the present, I can be wrong, but yeah,
That was actually a
it was a
surprise
shock
to
to me
me.
too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Again, it
I
was in
didn't
top
get
of
to
mind.
press forward because I was watching with an 8-year-old
Mm.
until my wife like kicked me, babe. Sorry, because I didn't know that it was gonna be there.
And
It wasn't as yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, it's I think not the best episode in the series. It's a little slow, a lot of talk, a lot of politics, a lot of explanation, which is even me knowing the book a little bit was kind of like a little bit um beyond me. But again, they're setting up for the last two episodes. So what are your thoughts about the book, RJ, particularly for somebody, or the series, particularly about from somebody that has not read the books at all?
Well, you've actually gave a good discourse on what happened during the series. The episode was not so bad for me. It really uncovered a lot of the politics. I added more hate towards drugged up Elsa, the red Aes Sedai. But I also know how she's such a
Leandrin.
chicken and can't challenge Moraine even at her best. So even if she's at her best, she couldn't challenge Moraine. So deep down inside, despite all that strong front, she was actually seeing a guy in one of the rivers. So Moraine definitely showcased her
put her
ability
in
to be a
place.
spy.
Her
Yeah.
spy network.
So all she did was, she got scolded for what she did for gentling. What's the name of the guy again? The false dragon,
Logain.
Logain, right? Yeah. So for gentling, and instead of accepting her action, she's like, but Moraine, like a freaking 10-year-old telling on someone else just so that you can relieve the pressure on you. But anyway, I like the dramatic scene where she was cast away in exile, and of course, obviously, we know why she was exiled. I had a guess that she could continue what she was sought out to do, since the two of them are kind of together. Her acting was great. Um, um, and if you notice, she swore allegiance to what's the name of the girl? The Amerlin
Swansea.
Sea.
Yeah.
Swansea.
Swansea.
She Moraine made that vow towards Swansea. She didn't make that vow towards the Amerlin Sea, or she didn't make that vow towards the Aes Sedai. She made it toward the person. And there was a clause
And she did say the vow was, you can't come until I say so.
until
So
I
it's
am
not
called
like you'll
back
never.
home.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's
she's
not
so
like
since
she's
that's
lo-
actually
Essentially, Swansea gonna come back.
yeah.
No, it's not like
Even if the next day, so Anshay says, Maureen, come back now. Okay. Because the vow was until I was asked to come back. So it's really for show. It was painful though, because you were cast out, and when you turn around and face your sisters, and as she faces the sisters, the
Turn
sisters
around.
turn their back on her, which was like, damn, they're all bitches. Assholes, mean girls, I swear. But it all works out well. You're right. The fellowship was born. They all hopefully all got to travel. That dark place looks like, for me though, it felt like it was too advanced. It felt like we're still in the beginning, or at least like first quarter of the game, and then entering that portal means you're gonna step into the final boss arena, because that's what the stage looked like.
no. It's more
Do
like
that
well, they're on the
It's a
like a
way,
pathway.
but yeah, it's a pathway only. They're on the way.
Okay,
But
it's
it's a
like that's what
pathway.
they said, right? Like the Ogier said, it's like one step there, it's like 1,000 strides in the world.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But
It's
for me,
not,
it looks so ominous that it's
Yeah,
like,
because something happened.
wow,
That's
suddenly
why.
they're in like final stages. It's like, wow, boss fight
Yeah,
right
they're
away.
it's really fast paced.
Yeah, well, I guess you have limited episodes, but I loved it. It answered a lot of questions, and finally, after I guess what 2 or 2.5 episodes of wishing they all get back together, finally, well,
Mhm.
hopefully Matt joins in. So finally, they're all together, because that's what I've been looking forward to ever since they split up. I was like, when are they gonna come back? Now, after what 2.5 episodes, that's what you get. I liked it though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm curious. I downloaded the book, but I'm too lazy to read, so I might look for an audiobook.
It's long. It's so long.
I know,
I'm
6,000
almost done
pages
with
for the
4.
10 books, and that's not all the
Yeah.
books. There's more books now, right?
There's
Yeah,
more books. Yeah.
16, I think, or 14. Forgot how the
Damn
14
final.
shit.
books.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
10,000 pages?
I think it was supposed to be
Someone's got
14,
time
but
right now.
the last book became 3.
Oh,
Short,
shit.
3 no, but 3 shorter ones. Like
Oh, okay,
they just
okay.
broke it up.
So I'm gonna look for an audiobook. It's too much for me to read. Uh, but anyway,
Box,
I
what's
loved it.
your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually loved it. I watched it with my wife. It was good. There were a lot of nice scenes, like
Mm.
the Moraine putting Leandrin in place. Like
Mm.
she knew that for a while now. She just wasn't being petty and barking back, because
Yeah.
you usually don't bark back at bullies. So, but when she had enough, she's like, "I know about that guy. Shut up."
And if you
And
don't
then-
stop this, I'm gonna tell everyone and your sisters in the red team.
And I also love the scene with Egwene and Nynaeve, where the strongest Aes Sedai in 1,000 years, and it's Nynaeve, not Egwene. she was so excited to be the strongest, and no, she doesn't even know about Nynaeve. And then yeah, this one I prefer this fast paced one, because we're never it's if you go slow, it's too long to be slow. It's not, even if you take the slow route, 20 episodes a year is not gonna be enough. But it did make me miss the Jong. Remember this? I think it's in Kairen, where the politics of the lords, they call it the game. That's not.
Oh yeah,
remember,
that's
'cause-
book. No, but that's
Oh, that's
the second book.
that's second book. Oh, sorry.
Second
Okay,
book.
yeah, yeah.
Second
My
book.
bad, my bad.
Where he wasn't playing, but everybody thought he was
Yeah, it's
playing.
so
That was a
funny.
really good. Yeah. What I'm
So
missing right now is Elaine, because again,
yes, Elaine and
but
Min. Remember Min?
was Min already?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I'll
they
Min
met
Vida.
once. They met once.
Um, yeah. So, but again, I with 8 episodes, this is you need to like really, really
Yeah, I
like
know.
crunch a few
But
more things.
I was expecting because I saw them in the cast. They cast Min and they cast Elaine. I thought, and it
But
was in the
they cast it,
IMDb.
but are they going to be in? Yeah, but were they going to be in season 1?
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't think there's any more opportunities to showcase like
Yes.
where can they get into the queen's castle or something.
I
like that.
know.
So
But-
maybe it's for season 2.
Yeah, but yeah, I did like. I love the episode. I love all the infighting of the Ice Die. You could see it there, and then I don't know why Egwene said that Valda wouldn't be hurting any more of their sisters though. She thought he was dead. They
Who?
didn't.
Sorry.
Egwene told Moraine that Valda wasn't gonna be hurting any more of the sisters. Yeah,
Well, the
sure.
thing is, she stabbed Valda in the neck, right here,
True.
right in the
Yeah.
right. So maybe Egwene thought that
He's
dead.
that's it. It's done. Yeah. I don't think she's ever killed things. So
That's true. But yeah, what else? Yeah, it was kind of stupid that Nynaeve seeing Matt like that, then call for help. This is like,
because she's prideful.
but he's.
But I
fine.
like how she was put in her place. You were called in 2 rivers. You were called wisdom. I suggest you use some. What a boom! Fuck
job.
you.
Yeah, this.
Anyway,
I love this episode because Moraine was awesome in this. So everything was good. So it is kind of really fast paced that they just. Oh, I had a dream in Eye of the World. Okay, that's where we're going. Yeah, I mean, but then I guess it is hard to set that up. But yeah, so we'll be. I think next episode will be really good while they're in the ways. I was
the
kind of
ways,
disappointed
yeah.
though that Loyal was supposed to be the one that opened the gate.
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
need-
That's
you-
true.
it made more
don't-
sense. That's why you
No,
needed
yeah,
it.
you don't need the
He
one.
he was
power
the
to
guide.
open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't need the one power to open it because
Yeah.
the Ogier
Mm.
made it, and they can. There's like a switch.
A switch.
Yeah, that
Okay.
they could do.
The
it.
leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The-
I mean, there's a few things that right now there's some decisions that are great, but they're because of the rush. I think a lot of things are missing. Like we don't have a lot of context how dope Loyal is like as
Yeah.
builders, right? They
Yeah, that
haven't
is
they
true.
they call
That
them
is
like
true.
builder whatever, but they don't really
They didn't build up what
background
is a
that-
builder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they build the white
yeah that
tower.
the Ogiers
Stuff-
make the best stuff.
the best
Oh,
architectures
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah,
And
they
they
talk
can,
to
like-
trees and they
yeah.
talk to wood, flowers and stuff like that. They're very special.
They have some kind of
Yeah,
power
right.
too.
Right now they're just now just like a big dude that probably knows reads
With
a
a
little
very
bit
deep
more books than
voice.
most. That's it, and that's it. So hopefully they get to a little bit more exposition there in the next episode.
But yeah, that's it for me. I loved it. I can't two more, and then
Yeah.
and then we're done. My God.
Yeah, I mean this is exciting. Like this is one of those series that it's entertaining enough. It's not Game of Thrones. It's not super complicated. So the ceiling might not be as high as one would want for a particular series, but the floor is very, very low. Like the floor too is very, very high. Right. So
Agreed.
it'll hit more people. Like you don't have to be too much into fantasy to enjoy it. If you just need a little bit of magic, a little bit of there's cool feminist tones here, there's cool friendship tones, there's some love tones, there's some like religious tones here. So there's a little bit of everything. So we hope everyone can give it a try. 2 more episodes, and we'll do a wrap-up episode about the series as well. But moving on
Yeah,
to
moving
our
on.
to our last topic for the day. And we had the main assignment of a movie that was suggested by one of our other brothers, Mark. A movie that I saw prior to it being suggested. So I had to
Yes.
like rewatch a bunch of stuff with it. And I during that course, I also watched a lot of supplementary stuff. So I'm gonna turn over to CHUBAX for a little bit of a background on what 14 Peaks Nothing is Impossible is about.
So basically, the synopsis is: fearless Nepali mountaineer Nimsdai Purja embarks on a seemingly impossible quest to summit all 14 of the world's 8,000-meter peaks in 7 months. So those 14 peaks are Everest, K2, Kangchenjunga, Lhotse, Makalu, Chooyo, Daul- Dhaulagiri, Manaslu, Nanga Parbat, Annapurna, Gasherbrum 1, Broad Peak, Gasherbrum 2, and Shishipangma. And then so um the record set here is fastest ascent of all 14 8,000ers in 6 months and 6 days. The previous record was 7 years and 310 days by a South Korean, though he still
Mhm.
holds the record for that ascent without supplementary oxygen. So he did that.
No
That's
He,
true.
he
oxygen.
didn't use
Yeah.
oxygen
Yeah.
at all.
But it was
Faster,
7 years.
yeah, fastest ascent of the 5 highest 8,000ers in 70 days. Uh, with supplementary oxygen.
Oh well, so I sorry to interrupt, but so the Korean did it in 7 years and 310 days, so almost 8 years. Previous to that, too, was
It,
16 years.
no, that was the first one.
The first, right? So like
He's the first
the
ever
first
to
one,
That's
do
right.
14
16.
yeah, 14.
without
So 16
oxygen.
years,
Yeah,
and then 8 years, and then
six.
7 months.
7 months.
Yeah, they also had the
Yeah,
record
and
of
Okay.
fastest
haters be
triple
haters, but he's awesome.
Mhm.
fastest triple
Nice.
header of Everest, Lhotse, and Makalu in 2 days and 30 minutes. I think
2 days.
also yes.
Yeah, man.
Three of the highest peaks in the world. Just two. Not even 1 day per. It's three
No,
days.
no, no.
It's
Two
2 days
days,
and
man.
30
Come
minutes.
on.
Fucking
What
A.
do you need? What do you need 3 days? Two. Two's enough.
And then I think I read somewhere it was also the first K2 winter ascent
Hmm.
that they
Damn.
did.
Damn.
So yeah, it's amazing. It's from the producers of Free Solo, as you can see there, and I love this guy. He's just awesome. He just re- he represented the Nepali
Mhm.
climbers. I love this line where he said, foreigners come here, come climb, and then they say, "Oh yeah, my Sherpa helped me." Why do you say Sherpa? It should be Mingna David. You should, say their name. They're the ones that carry the
Yeah.
shit. They carried you basically to the mountain, and
You
they don't
wouldn't have
even
done it without them.
you don't even give them their name. Like, oh my god! And then
Yeah.
yeah, so let's start
Who's the
with
one? The best dancer? The best dancer. One of his.
so let's start. Yeah, RJ, what do you think?
I loved it. It made me put my life into perspective wherein I'm here working at home, living in the house for almost 2 years, hardly going out, doing anything. And then you've got this guy in 7 months climbing the 8,000 meter high mountains, made me question if I was doing what the hell I was doing. I like how he inspired a lot of people. My wife didn't like him because he was arrogant at some point, but later on, she was the first one who followed him on his Instagram.
And
So
dude, you gotta realize those guys at the top, they need some arrogance. 'Cause
you
you
need
can't
confidence,
you
yeah.
can't
But
be
his
at that.
arrogance was
No.
actually humorous.
You have to
It's
be
not like a arrogance that you hate.
misaligned to do this thing. To
Yeah,
even
but
think about doing this.
Remember in did you see
eh,
Free Solo yet, RJ?
no, I
Yeah, you
haven't.
should
Sorry, but
line that up. But in Free Solo, they did an MRI scan of Alex Honnold's brain to see
Mhm.
his fear response, and it is different than a normal person's fear response because
Damn.
you don't do this shit without without being a
He
little
put
weird.
everything on the line. Even his wife had no choice but to support him 100%. His life, his family, they mortgaged their house, his career, everything was put on the line. And I thought it was almost, oh shit, you're against the Chinese government because they just don't want you to climb it. Well, they just don't want to. Screw you.
That's
Come
true.
back next season. Right? But thankfully, with the support of all the followers and, of course, the efforts that he placed with the government approach, he got it and he did it. And he's down, just really a hero. And people who hate him because it's not real climbing, he used oxygen. You know what? Boo hoo, try it. Use oxygen and do what he did. And then you tell me if it's really crap. I think.
He did K2 without oxygen though.
Yeah, but still, he's
not all,
awesome.
yeah.
And he
he's
really
not all.
trained for it. I'm not saying all other climbers are shit. No, but just don't hate on the guy. He has a mission. He dedicated himself to the mission.
doing
It's
it for
not like
speed.
one thing. Yeah. It's not something he woke up one day and said, I'm gonna do it so I can be famous. No. He trained, he disciplined. He woke up at 4 a.m. every day or 3 a.m. and then started running. He hardly had any time with his wife. And I applaud his wife for surviving that long,
Pretty
with
wife.
just a bedmate. No,
Very
because
pretty.
he would be
Very
back
pretty
after 11 and leave by 3 in the morning. Come on, you don't have interaction. You have nothing. But she supported him. And then how he thanked his mom more than his wife, kind of question. I don't know. Little mommy's boy, but I do understand the support of a parent is super important. So for all you viewers out there, love your parents. They make you do impossible things. No, I like it. I think it's very inspiring. I was inspired. Not to climb mountains, but at least to get off my ass.
Jong.
How about you, John?
So first of all, I loved it. I truly enjoy it. Again, like dovetailing on what RGS mentioned, it's very inspirational. Not only about what RGS mentioned, the dedication, the craziness, the doing it to represent all of the, not just, we again, now I'm like hesitating to call things Sherpa but every mountaineering expedition, every good or like every popular like white guy that has ascended this mountain or that mountain, there's always a Sherpa around that never gets the recognition that they
Credit,
deserve.
yeah.
So I love the idea that he was doing it for all of those for Nepal, for all the Nepalese people that have helped everybody ascend, pushed somebody else in front of them in order to do their record. So I love that. But the thing that also like really dumbfounded me was it's not just the physical aspect of it, which is already tremendous, but there's everything needed to align. You need to have the resources to do it. So he had to get mortgage his house, get some sponsors. Nobody knew him. Everybody thought that he was crazy, but he had an amazing team to do this with. And he had amazing planning to do it with. I mean, even like, those peaks, like they already, the first ascent already had a problem. Like, that was the cool part of what they've done. It's like, it could have been done after the first one. Right. But and I wouldn't spoil for people that haven't seen it, but there's so many things beyond just the physical aspect that needed to be planned and done. You needed to have an amazing recruitment. Like you can't just get any person to climb up with you. You need a helicopter, your pilots, you're the people that are handling the government, the people that are handling the permits. There's so many other aspects that a group effort needed to be done to do this. So that is the one that kind of like really, really, that's really, really like making sure that like things was copacetic, right? So the only knock that I'm gonna put on the series, I think because of the speed, because of the just 14 peaks in 7 months. It's just insane. You can't get the best production crew with you. Because I've seen this and I've seen Free Solo a lot. And while I was watching this, I was also watching another mountaineer. I've been into this mountaineering kick. I've been watching this other Netflix series made by somewhat the same production crew called The Alpinist, right? Just the quality of the video is not just as good. because again, they're doing it too fast. You can't have like a film crew all do all the time. We don't have all the cinematic shots. They're probably filming themselves. That's the only thing that kind of a knock. But everything else, I really really loved. I really like the idea that we're showcasing it. This is kind of like one of those like diversity things that was very important. Like yeah, like, okay, this is it's great because now you kind of get more context into these wonderful documentaries that we see all the time with people doing crazy shit. It's not just them, and you have again the Sherpa. Yeah, so
And the Sherpa's
that's
doing
what
the
I
harder,
like about it.
more difficult thing. I'm sure
Yeah.
they're carrying more stuff, some
Setting
more
up
stuff,
the rope line.
more stuff. Yeah, more
There's
like
carrying the
posting,
100%.
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you,
100%.
Jong. That was my only knock. I was gonna say that too. Like some of the video was, or some of the climb, the videos were just a little hurried. They were
Yeah.
missing a lot of shots. But I think, as you said, because this isn't like free solo, because of the journey, they couldn't take a full camera, a full cameraman, because he would have to
Mhm.
do the climb as well. And you
Exactly.
couldn't
Exactly.
you couldn't cheat it like free solo, because in free solo they would just use climbing gear and then they just
Mm.
hang at different spots. Here you have to go up, and then above 8,000 is what they call the death zone. And if the cameraman went with him, they'd be in the record too, because
Exactly.
it's
No, again, they're
fucking
filming
hard.
themselves,
Yeah,
right? And then
that's what I
again, it's
figured.
not gonna be the most cinematic, right? So it's kind of like so the not to go on a tangent, but the alpinist is kind of like that too, but on a different scale. Like this dude was just two. The person that they were trying to filming was he's a solo climber. Like part of his thrill is going to a site with no support because that's the idea. When you die, you die. Like like
Yes.
you go to a
Uh,
place, you climb it alone, right? You spot it right then and there. You don't pre-plan a route. You don't rehearse. So for him, like the film crew had a really really rough time following because they never knew when he was going to film. That was the
yeah.
problem. But whenever they could film, it was much more cinematic than what this one. Because like this one, you're right. I mean, even if every single person had a GoPro on themselves, it's difficult enough to climb that fucking mountain. Then you're gonna have to pose and do shit. No,
And
no,
they had
no.
to save
I know how
people too. Oh
difficult
my
that is.
god,
Mm.
the
He
stuff
even
climbers.
climbed some peaks while he was drunk, so that's pretty awesome.
That was fucking crazy, man. Why would you have a hangover? But you fucking
I
did it, man.
know.
You fucking did
I
it.
know.
Was that before Everest? I can
Yeah,
remember.
I
That was
think it
before
was
Everest.
one of the earlier ones.
And they, oh, shit. And they did 3 mountains in 2 days. Oh my god! But yeah,
I
I
know.
definitely think you guys should watch it. It's very inspirational. His body's like a freaking beast. His mind is also a beast. So very inspirational. He stands for good things. I like it. He's very boisterous and arrogant, but he does it for the right thing. So watch it definitely. For
All
me,
right, let's wrap it up.
So that is 14 Peaks. It's out on Netflix. Again, for those people that are adventurers who just want an inspirational story that is using, climbing as its medium. This is one of those things that you could watch. You could I mean, definitely watch Free Solo as well. That's on Hulu. And watch The Alpinist. There's the Dawn Wall. There's so many great mountaineering things that you could do. But this is one of those, like, you have to put it to perspective. The first person took 16 years to do it. The second person took 7 years to
7
do it.
years.
This one was 7 months.
well,
So
I think
your mind
they've
does not absorb.
been a lot of people now who have done it, but the record was 7 months, 7 years. Now the
Mhm.
present record is 7 years.
Yep. Mm. Again, and that's the thing. It's like it's so hard to comprehend 7 years to 7 months doing 14 Ps. I still like, no matter how much you explain it, in an hour and 40 minutes, they can't really describe the toll, the preparation that it needs
Yeah.
to do. So yeah, that is 14 Peaks. Nothing is impossible. That is our last topic for the week. We hope you enjoyed our episode this week. Just a reminder, if you want to join us for our next episode, The episodes that we are discussing will be Hawkeye episode 5, Wheel of Time episode 7. Our movie of the week is Tick Tick Boom, and most likely we'll have The Witcher.
Yep.
Extro, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell on YouTube. Um, just search +63HP or launch us from your browser, bit.ly/+63HP. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. I have not updated the Instagram, but I will. I'm sorry about for the delay, but at +63HP on Twitter and on Instagram, and listen to us in the podcast app of your choice. You can just search +63HP. I'm sure we're there. We prefer Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave us a review. Talk to us. We love interacting with people that are also like-minded and enjoying the shows
You
that
always reply to.
we would want to do. And if you have shows that you want us to check out as well, feel free to do so. RJ, goodbyes.
Well, I missed you boys. So this is a great break from the long time we haven't seen each other. Looking forward to more videos. And of course, for all you viewers, like, share, and follow us. CHUBAX?
Yeah, it's been too long. I can't imagine years we would go months before hearing, and now we missed each other for a weekend, and we
Just a
already
few days.
we are already missing each other. So yeah, excited
I
to
know.
watch our next show. So you guys come watch with us and comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.
Yeah, same here. Like again, I mentioned to the boys in our private chat, I desperately needed that sleep. I did not realize how much how fun it is to sleep in, like being, because like I record mornings on the weekends and then I work during the week, so I never have an opportunity to sleep in. Even if sleeping in was super fun, I was like, shit, I really wanted to do some reviews. There's so many so much content that we really need to
I
do. It's like,
know.
like
Damn.
there's so many, like the Game Awards. I'm so excited with our like the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 features, like all of these things. I didn't want to watch it anyway because I'd rather watch it with my bros. So that's kind of like a great feeling. But with that, thank you very much for joining us in this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one.